room. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Come on in this room. Yes. Come on in. We have a lot to talk about today. A lot. I was so excited to be here on a Monday night. Yes. Come on in the room. Come on. Y'all know y'all want to come on Monday night. Y'all know what today's time is. I am so excited, y'all. A lot has been going on over the weekend. Remember, last weekend was the 55th anniversary to Dudley Beauty. So happy anniversary to Dudley Hair Care Products. It's been around 55 years. Okay, and we got a lot to do. Okay, and a lot to go. They literally just launched some shampoo milk. Now you know your girl. Okay, got to have that milk. Got to have it, and then we got some new jojoba syrup. So y'all, Dudley is doing some big things. Y'all gonna check me out. You know, don't act like you don't. Now I know I might be vegan, but I'm about to get that shampoo milk because it's supposed to be extra moisturizing, and especially like with people who got colored hair. Who don't like a little jojoba? Okay, that jojoba syrup. Now you know it's about to be winter time. Okay, it's about to be a whole winter. Therefore, we're gonna need some because our hair gonna be under them hats and scarves and stuff like that. And in Chicago, you know, we got that heat, that hawk, the hawk. Okay, we got that winter hawk. You know, it's something when the hawk is out. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about that green monster. We talking about that wind, okay, where it will knock you off your feet. Well, we got to do some things to keep our hair up, okay, for those that have it. Okay. So yes, baby, check out the Dudley shampoo milk. We got shampoo milk, and we have the jojoba oil syrup. That's for dry hair, okay, or drying circumstances. Just saying. That's why we've been around 55 years. Okay, because we keep creating. Dudley keeps creating. And if they're going to keep creating, I'm going to keep using. Okay. I'm going to keep using it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. You see? You see? You see it ain't dry. You see it. Don't try. Okay. Okay. You know you want some of that jojoba oil. You know you do. Can you? And it ain't jojoba. It's not jojoba. Don't anybody. It is jojoba. Well, anywho, I'm just waiting some more people to come on in this room because y'all gonna come on in the room. You understand what I'm saying to you? I am so excited to be here on a Monday night at 7. You know how long it has been? I've been, your girl be making dinner and taking care of a kid and working, and I'm gonna keep up with my Mondays though. And thank you for everybody who tuned in a little later. I didn't get off the plane in time. Yeah, hey, they don't just let you off. You can be like, hey, I'm in Chicago. But until they say everybody y'all can get y'all baggage. So I was stuck on the plane. And I didn't know how I felt about like being on a plane in a tight situation like that. I wanted to get into a secure location. Make sure I have my stuff because it was really, really late. So shout out to the fam that tuned in on a late Monday, right? I don't think I clicked on it until about almost 9 o'clock. And it was not mine. It was like, it was like 8:37, something crazy, like 8:37, something like that, to a little over after 9. So I just want to thank everybody for that. That was not intentional, but y'all already know how I feel. I am serious about my Monday nights. I am serious about this. So as long as God gives me a word, then it's my responsibility to deliver the word. And that's just it. It says, let the redeemed say so. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just the redeemed. He just did some stuff in my life. And I want everybody to know that you could free yourself. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect. God is just, he is fair. And if he could do it for me, he could do it for you. He's no respect of persons. And you know, a lot of times, uh, and it's going into today's topic as far as in certain situations, you end up being silent because sometimes some things are just so overwhelming, you can't speak or you shouldn't speak on it, right? And so before we even do that, you know, we are family. Hey, 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 I got all my brothers, cousins, sisters, friends with me. Yes. And you know I love you. I love you if nobody else love you. You're smart enough, you're talented, stronger, and we're stronger together. So we got to link up. So guess what? Welcome to the Real Love and Tea Show. Well, I got love in my heart and tea up in this cup. Oh, this is some good chai tea, y'all. Some good chai tea. Because you know, this show is about healing and tea got healing properties. So if you want here because you want some gossip and all that, this ain't the show for you. This just not just that. Y'all, I know y'all like my ponytail. I know y'all seen that ponytail. Okay. Speaking of which, shout out to Nadia. Okay, Nadia Wilkins did that for our fashion show. We had a 7-minute presentation. We had to transform me in 7 minutes. I mean, from putting on nails to makeup, everything in 7 minutes. Okay. We did 3 transformations in 7 minutes. So I want to give a special shout out because that ponytail was so cold. Nadia couldn't even believe I kept that dang on ponytail almost in a whole week. Okay. You know you cold when you can put all this little bit of hair in a ponytail. Okay. Gifted. You understand? Don't tell me God's gifts won't make room for you. I kept that whole ponytail in there. Okay. Hmm. And I don't just keep everything in my head, but that ponytail was so cute, and it lasted all in my hair. Okay, and then your girl had to go ahead and shampoo. Don't forget that milk shampoo I was telling y'all about by Dudley. Okay, and that jojoba. Y'all know it's about to be dry. Okay, go ahead and call Dudley Beauty College, Chicago. Okay, Dudley Beauty College of Chicago, and get you some of that shampoo milk and some jojoba. Just saying. Oh, you know, I had to put my skin and scalp because you know I got the, that eczema in my head, and that stuff itch. I was just me. Listen, I just keeps it real. I keeps it 100, and if I am getting delivered and healed, why not tell other people about it? That's the problem. People feel like they think they better than me. Who they think they are? Y'all know y'all saw my message. Y'all better stop being at those people. Who she thinks she is? Great, different, amazing, a child of God, blessed, okay, favored. Yeah, she got light on her. That's who I think I am. I am a kingdom kid. All right. When you start putting titles, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a cancer, I'm that. Listen, I'm a kingdom kid. I am a child of God, and He say I can have whatever I want. Okay, within reason, as long as it's in His will. So, saying that, let's get to today's topic. Okay, enough of that, cause y'all like Andy. All right, your hair look nice and healthy. It do. Don't hate on me. You talked about Nadia's ponytail. I did. I'm just saying. Dang. Uh, No, I can't do that no more. Okay, because I don't have no ponytail no more. But she did. She was able to do something with that. Okay. Anyway, y'all know I was a femme fatale. Don't do it. Don't do it. I was scamming them on the ground. Don't do it. Y'all know y'all like that look. Okay. Well, anyway, she snatched and back. All right. Well, today's topic is don't mute me. Don't mute me. Don't mute me. I shall rejoice. But you know, there are times where circumstances causes us to be muted. Right? There are things that we go silent on. Like we can't speak on it. You know, some stuff troubles us so bad that we can't speak on it. we can't. It's nothing we could do. It's just like we just go quiet. We go mute. It hurts too bad to talk about. You don't want everybody in your business all the time. Some stuff does not go on social media. Some stuff you just got to take to God. Have you ever been in a situation? Hey, Bozilla, you get away. What up? You made it. Okay. There are times that in certain situations we have no voice. I know people want to be like lift every voice and sing, but there are times that we can't sing. We don't feel like we could worship. We just can't speak. We can't speak on it. Not the fact that we aren't believers, right? Not the fact that we are damning ourselves. Not the fact that we don't trust in God. Sometimes we are trusting in God. And then because we are in our waiting season, sometimes it really hurts. So it's best to not say anything. Because if you say something, remember there's the power of your words. When you're hurting, it's best to be quiet. And I know you're like, but Andy, didn't we talk about this before? Not like this. There are certain things in our life I never want to bring up again. It hurts so bad, I never want to talk about it. That is just between me and God, and I'm glad that He got me through it. But we can't wait for Him. No, we can wait for Him, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sometimes God has us go quiet. Sometimes He don't want us to speak on it. Sometimes He just wants to show His glory. And the fact that you stayed humble, the fact that you didn't dishonor Him, the fact that you pressed on, the fact that you didn't give up, the fact that you didn't blame anybody, the fact that you didn't like curse anybody. Yeah, we want Him to help us now and not on His term. And here's the thing. You're right. That's it. But when it's His time, that's when the glory comes. Just because you are a glory carrier, just because you have favor on your life, there are some things that you will go through, that you are going through. Have you felt like last week and this week, it was some like warfare, like some real spiritual warfare, where it was just so overpowering that you just want to go to sleep? Somebody called me and was like, Andy, I will watch your show tonight, but I'm going through so much. I just got to go to sleep. I got to cut all the lights off. I can't do anything. I'm just going to trust in God and be quiet. And you know it's a lot when you shut all the lights off. Like you don't want nothing on. It ain't that your lights got cut off by ComEd. It's just you got to be in complete silence. You have literally muted yourself. Could it be because of a person, a place, or a thing? But whatever it is, it has overtaken you. That has empowered you so these circumstances that you are going through, you don't want to talk to nobody. You can't talk to nobody. Maybe out of being ashamed. Maybe just because you don't want people in your business. Maybe because you want people to think you have it together and you really don't. Or you trying to keep it together. Sometimes if you don't say it, you act as though it don't exist. Or you know it exists, but I can't focus on it right now. I can't focus on this thing that's boggling me. And yes, I have these desires that God of my heart that God promised me, and I haven't seen it yet. Yes, I'm trusting in him. So I better not just say nothing. But one day I shall rejoice. Don't mute me, right? You're like, why is this thing muting me? But you don't want to be muted. Who wants to be shut up? Who wants to shut up? Who wants to just literally stop speaking? It's not, it's sometimes it's a necessity. Sometimes it's a defense mechanism. Have you ever been in a fight with somebody? You really love them, like you love them or like them a lot, whatever, right? You, let's just say you have strong feelings for them, and they say something out of pocket. Now, the old me would have hit you, shut you down. I'm gonna give you all of me, right? But Pastor Hannah was talking about on Saturday devotion that went into Sunday's message, that the anger that is bottled up in you is not a good thing. You have to be slow to anger, right? You can't sin. You could be angry. It's normal. It's a feeling, but you can't act on it. So here's this person. You want to be angry, but you know, because you have become this mature Christian, right? All eyes on you. You don't want to cut your blessings off. You know what the word speaks. You fear God that you say nothing. Now, does that make you weak because you didn't say anything? Or does it make you strong? Does that mean I let somebody abuse me because I went mute on them? I went silent? Or was I trying to keep the peace? I literally had that situation where this person that I really liked said something and I literally blanked out. I zoned out. And he asked me, where did I go? I think I talked about this a couple of episodes ago. And I just was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I said, the old me, you would have got cussed out. I almost literally made you put the car over and me took the Uber. But then I had to realize, what were your motives? Were your motives to disrespect me? Or were, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally had to figure that out. So I went to a place in my mind where I'm like trying to figure out, what was that about? And then he ended up saying, Andy, I would never do anything to hurt you. It was just a joke. And I guess it came off wrong. That's how my family, we play. But the old me would have snapped out and would have said, so I don't play like that. And yeah, 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 and yeah, 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 yeah. And maybe ruin the relationship, right? Whatever. But I went silent. He was just, he knew, like, because I could go there, that I didn't go there. I shocked him, and hell, I shocked myself. I really shocked myself. I went mute. I got quiet, didn't say anything. And did I feel helpless? No, not necessarily. It just was something that needed to be done. But over this week, these couple of weeks, right? And I know like this week is supposed something amazing is gonna happen, right? I know this. But like last week and the week before, it just felt like some warfare was going on. Like I just really had to stay prayed up, but I really didn't talk a lot. To even my students was like, Miss Andy, you okay? And it was just like, I'm gonna be all right. I know I'm gonna be all right, but I don't want to talk. I'm all talked out. Have you ever just been all talked out? You have nothing to say. You don't want to explain yourself. You not gonna explain yourself. You've gotten to a certain point in your life. You have nothing to say to anybody. Here we go. Mute. Refrain from speech or temporarily speechless. Tight lipped. Like I really got tight lipped. Uncommunication. Voiceless. It also means to deaden, to muffle, to soften the sound, to suppress it. Like sometimes, hey, coach, PMK, what up? Paul, the workout guru. Let me find out. Yeah, is you just get to a certain point where you just mute yourself. Hey, Natalie Real Estate. Oh, all the gurus is coming on. Let's go. Let's go. Let me find out. Paul, workout guru, and Natalie Real Estate guru. There are times where, like I said, you just mute yourself. You refrain from speaking. You don't want to say the wrong thing, especially when you hurting, or you just don't feel like I should explain myself. Certain situations don't cause for a response. Certain situations, you don't want to put your mouth on that. It was some stuff going on last week, and some people had said some stuff, and I didn't retaliate. They was just waiting. They just knew I was gonna say something, but I didn't. I muted myself. Don't mute. You say, don't mute me, right? Don't make me quiet. Don't make me not be able to speak. But sometimes it's a good thing. For somebody to take your flip, the flip is for somebody to take your voice away, to not allow you to speak as a form of abuse, that's wrong. That's wrong. Hey, Michael, the barber one, what up? Sometimes. What up, Jonelle? What up? Sometimes, depending on the situation, you need to be muted, and sometimes no. For somebody to take your freedom away where you cannot speak, that's not okay. They empower you. They bully you. That's not all right. Make sure y'all speaking to one another in the room, y'all. We one big happy family. Make sure y'all speaking. You might meet your soulmate, your brother, your sister, your cousin, okay? A partnership, a friendship. Make sure. But we're talking about don't mute me. I shall rejoice. Don't mute me. I want to speak. I have something to say. Right? Now we're in this society that everybody has something to say. Don't mute me. Let me talk. Let me speak. Let me be vocal. But then there are times that you must be quiet. Because depending on where you're speaking from, can harm yourself or harm others. Where is this voice coming from? Sometimes you need to be muted. Here we go. There are circumstances that cause people to be muted. So here we go. Things that cause selective mutism, an anxiety, a disorder, poor family relations, untreated psychological issues, self-esteem problems, problems with sound processing, speech or language problems such as stuttering. You know, Moses had a stuttering problem. Okay. Don't tell me that God can't use people. Stop it. Family history of anxiety disorder, a traumatic experience. True peace with wellness. Here we go. I'm glad y'all all here. Get some wellness, some true peace. Perfect timing. Muteness or mutism. In Latin, it means silent, defined as the absence of speech, while conserving or maintaining the ability to hear the speech of others. So sometimes just because you mute yourself, it don't mean you deaf that you can't hear. You just not saying nothing, but you still have your other senses. And that hearing is heightened. And this is the time when you go mute, you need to hear from God. You need to have a certain group of people around you. I tell you all the time, I believe in God and therapy. You need to know why certain issues are happening to you. Why are you going silent? Why are you quiet? Is this the right time to be silent? Should you stick up for yourself? There are times that you need to know which way to go because you don't want to be out of order. And now you're frustrated and stress kills. It's a lot of people muting themselves permanently. They are committing suicide. They are done. They really have nothing to say. So if you think like it's an accident that I came on talking about this, no, it's a whole message that he gave me. Sometimes y'all muting God. Y'all ain't trying to hear what he trying to say. I got this. I got this. Do you? Do you have it? Because also it says mutism is typically understood as a person's inability to speak, commonly observed their family members, caregivers, teachers, doctors, speech and language pathologists. It may not be a permanent condition depending on the cause, which might be physical, medical, organic, psychological development, neurological, or traumatic. A specific physical disability or communication disorder can be diagnosed as a previously normal speech can be due to accidents, disease, or surgical complication. Is rare for psychological reasons. Dysphoria. Dysphoria is when a person cannot talk, when they don't have their normal speech. Hey, Adonis, what up? Listen, we got one of the coldest life coaches. I told y'all before, I'm always talking about him every Monday about y'all keep doing the same thing over and over again, looking for a different result. And that's called insanity. And now you're like, don't mute me. You muted yourself, but you need help. I believe in God and therapy. And you have to figure out why you muted yourself. Were you sticking up for yourself? Or is it abuse? Healthy versus unhealthy. And sometimes God will mute you. God will cause you to not speak because You when you speak over your life. And what is your life showing? Is it everything you wanted? Is it close to it? Do you see any promising? Anything promising? Think about the story of Zechariah. I know I'm about to go there. I get it. Zechariah was Elizabeth's husband. Elizabeth and Zechariah, they loved the Lord. They evangelized, right? Elizabeth got pregnant. Gabriel came to Zechariah and told him, God sent this angel Gabriel to him and was like, yo, your wife is about to have a baby. And the first thing, instead of saying, I've been waiting for a baby for a very long time, this guy says, we're too old. How many of y'all talking yourselves out of things because you want to do it in your timing and it's not God's timing? You want to be married. You want to have a certain career. You want to do this and that and everything around you. Your gifts will make room for you, but you don't feel like you should have been taken off. But God says no, because if he gives you a thing, that you will ruin it. So, getting back to Zechariah, instead of him being appreciative, like, oh, God is good. Now, how you going to go around evangelizing for God and saying, you know what? God is so good. He didn't bless me and my baby with a baby. Okay, we about to having my baby. And it means so much to me. Why wasn't he like Jodeci? It's nothing more precious than to raise a family. He ain't do none of that. He says, we're too old. Now he about to talk himself out of it. So guess what? The angel made him deaf and dumb. Like literally, he couldn't speak. He was not able to say nothing because he didn't want him to say anything to Elizabeth to make her have a miscarriage. He just quickly muted him like this. He's a fool right now. He's speaking in his hurt and his pain because he's gone this whole time without having a child. He's a dang on senior citizen about to have a baby. And a lot of times people speak out of fear. You want it, but are you ready for it? And when God gives it to you, what you gonna do with it? So he muted him. He had Gabriel mute him. Don't mute me. I shall rejoice, right? But he muted him so he could rejoice. And what's so amazing about this story is Mary, Jesus' mom, is pregnant at the same time, around the same time as Elizabeth. She's some months earlier, but when the women got together, the baby leaped in Mary's belly, right? Two miracles are happening. One is carrying the Messiah. The other one is carrying John the Baptist. Oh, yes, John the Baptist and Jesus is cousins. What? Okay, another time. But what I'm saying, two miracle babies are happening. And so God didn't want Zechariah to mess all that up. Sometimes it's best to be silent. The only thing that Gabriel told Zechariah was, you're going to have a baby. It's going to be a boy, and you're going to name it John. When that baby was born, he was able to speak. You know what he said? His name is John. The end. Simple. We complicate things with our words. We put word curses on things. You say, how do you do that? Words are powerful. They unlock doors. And it may not happen right then and there, but it may happen later in the future because words linger. Have you ever noticed you said something years ago and it finally hit you that you said it and you wish you hadn't? Because now remember when you played the game at church and you played with the numbers of how old you are going to be when you get married, when you're going to have kids? And we thought being at 7 and 9 and 10, and 21 was old. So we like, oh, we gonna be married with 4 kids and all, baby. When I hit 21, I didn't want any kids. Okay, not at 21. By the time me get out of college, I am living my life. I am so grateful for the words that were spoken over my life. But there are times I spoke things over my life that I feel like I was paying for. And if I would have known back then what I know now, I would have never said it. Never. Never would have said it. Major key, when you go mute, you need to hear from God. And that's what I said. You do. You got to hear from him. It's what it is. When you go silent, you need to hear from him, or you need to be around good counsel. Sometimes it's best to not say anything at all, but you will rejoice. Why? Zechariah was able to rejoice. Y'all go back, this Bible study, y'all look at Luke chapter 1, verse 20, when he go, or just read all of Luke 1, right? All of Luke 1. But when you want to hear Gabriel Mason go mute, that's chapter 1, verse 20. And then when he gives him his voice back, that's chapter 1, verse 59 through 64. And y'all can see how he got his voice back. And he was able to rejoice. He would have cut off his own blessing. I know sometimes you go through troubling times and you speak what you see. My son recently, right? He's 12. He's learning. He was complaining, just complaining, like, and I had to tell him, stop doing that. See what God has really done for you. You got it better than most. You may not have exactly what you want right now, but you could deal with little, God will give you much. And there are times that he gives us in our little season to see what we're going to do before he really, truly, really goes out and blesses us. Because if we squander the little things that we have, do you really think he's going to bless us with a lot? How many of us have gotten a lot and then we lost it? We lost it. Damn on it, almost lost our mind while we lost it. Because we put so much into things. Oh, it was just me? Okay. Sometimes it's best to not say nothing. Don't mute me. Sometimes I need to be muted. I need to mute myself. And then there are times, here's the flip, where you don't need to be muted, that you do have a voice, that you have some type of conviction that God has pressed you to, that he has you to defend, even when that person's not around. Case in point, there's a situation that's been going on for like 2 weeks, and it was over some creative differences, right? But one of the things, I'm fair. I am just and I am fair. I'm decent. I am in order, just like God. Listen, I don't care who like me, who don't. I'm real. I'm a fair person. I ain't, like some people, they willing to step over people to get to the top, whatever. That ain't me. I know I'm going to get there. Period, point blank. And because I'm going to get there, because I'm going to see the other side, I don't have to step on nobody. So saying that, there was a situation where I defended somebody because it was the right thing to do. And I couldn't figure out in the world why I had to defend. It was like my spirit, the spirit in me was like, you stick up for this person at all costs. You stick up for them. No, you don't know her like that, but your spirit says stick up for this person because what's going on ain't right. Period. 2 weeks later from the incident, the young lady comes to me, says, how do you know such and such and such? I'm like, well, they're a family member. Come to know, find out they've been knowing my family this whole entire time. Now, because she went on my internet. That's why you can't put your mouth on everybody, because you never know who they know. Just go around putting your mouth. Sometimes you need to be mute. Mute yourself. Because you don't know who know who. And you burning bridges before they even started. Before you even crossed it. You didn't burn the bridge. Well, anyway, I had told my mentor, I fought for this person like this person was my sister. And God really had me do this thing. So when it was all said and done, I brought the person to my mentor and was like, you know why? Remember I told you, and the person wasn't there at the time. But then when I brought the person to my mentor, I said, remember I came to you with a situation and I said, God had me defend this person like they was my sister. She just told me she know my family and worked for my family. And she was like, that's why you act the way that you do. That's why you carry yourself. You all carry yourselves a certain way. Right? Ladylike, Christian, distinguished. Seriously, stuff like that. I don't go everywhere. I don't do everything. And I don't care how people feel about me. I don't talk about people. That's what they do. Whatever they do is what they do. What I do is what I do. And that's that. Like, I'm unapologetically for being me. Period. As long as I'm in God's will, we good. Right? And so, moral of the story is our spirits connected. And at some point, God will let you in on what He's doing. And she was like, well, when they was bad mouthing you, I didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She was like, no, God, it was a reason why God kept saying, don't get in that. Don't jump in what they saying. Even though they coming there for attacking her, don't say nothing. So she ain't saying no. I'm defending her. She don't know that I'm defending her. And she defended me and staying out of some mess. God brought it full circle where we're rejoicing, where we're both like, yes, God got the glory because we both listened. I made sure that everybody got to see her work. And it meant something to me. If people can't protect you privately, I don't know what to tell you. When you ain't there, can they defend you? Can they keep people mouth off of you? Like that situation with the Tamara Hall thing, when she was like, I don't really get into like television celebrities, but one thing I did like what Tamara Hall said, we ain't gonna talk about that girl because she my friend. You gonna keep your name off of her. You'll keep your name, you gonna keep your mouth off of her. Don't bring her name up. She ain't got nothing to do with this. Right? Keep your name out her mouth. Keep her name out your mouth. Sorry. Keep her name out your mouth. Sometimes it has to be like that. Sometimes you have to go mute. Because God is trying to get the blessing off of you. And whatever pain, warfare you're going through, it's best not to say nothing. You're going to ruin a whole relationship, a whole career because you had to win. You had to win. And now that you won, what did you end up with? If you really want to get the glory, God gets the final say. And like I said before, there are times where you do get to speak. Like I spoke up for that young lady. She didn't have to be there. I mean, I went balls to the wall speaking up for her. Like, no, this isn't gonna happen. No, no, no. It was simple. Wasn't no cussing out. You know, you can watch your words. You can get your point across without acting a fool. I did all of that, but I projected. They wanted to silence me. They wanted to mute me. Sometimes people want to mute you because they want what's on you. They want to get the credit. They want to shine. How you gonna shine off my idea? Really? You ain't even come up with it. But people will do that. They want to get something from you. They want to gaslight you. They do. They tell you, hey, we're going to have a wonderful relationship. And then you get in this relationship and it's nothing what they said. And if you say anything, you in the wrong. I thought this relationship was a partnership, not a dictatorship. Yes, people get to be the head and all that other stuff. But if you doing this now, you ain't gonna do this when we marry. Oh no. God will show you people and who they really are. You have to trust it. When you see it, believe it. Fashion will kill you guys. When you see it, it's okay, boo, you here. When you see it, you believe it. When people say, don't mute me, I rejoice. There is a time. I told you before when God will convict you to speak up. And then there's a time when you're supposed to be silent. But do not let anybody silence who you are as an individual. That's not right. They just shut you down. You get to say nothing. You just are here. You are just a representation of who they are supposed to be. You no, what kind is that? I don't want that for my life. I don't want that for my career. Not that. Some people want you around as a fixture to make them look good. But you bet don't say nothing. Now, there are times when you are muted because you're learning, you're under mentorship. So you have to follow, right? You have to be a follow. Sometimes it's okay to follow, like Joshua, right? It's okay to follow. How can you step into a position and you don't know what to do? So it's best to be quiet and learn. Sometimes you have to be quiet. Sometimes you have to be muted just for a little while. It's temporary. But then you have to be careful of those who are permanently trying to silence you. You mean nothing to them but but some flesh. And I'll sip on that. A lot of you all are in situations that you are permanently being muted. You don't have a say. It is depressing you. Maybe it is a relationship. Maybe it's at work. Maybe it's your family. But you got to get you back. God wants you to have love, joy, and peace. If it is bringing you anxiety, fear, and depression, I say that all the time. and it is constant, it's a chronic thing, you got to go. We all experience fear and anxiety and depression from time to time. But it is not, you are not supposed to camp there, house there, nothing. You are not. And if it has you like that, and see, we have to talk about these things because suicide is real. Suicide is real. And what you don't think is big to somebody else. Sometimes people mute people, and that's all they could take. And then they permanently mute themselves forever. Something traumatic happened, caused them never to want to speak again. You have people who have really muted their lives where they don't go outside. They stay in their house, they stay in their apartment. Like COVID got people scared where they didn't want to live. Like go outside, smell the air. They literally became handicapped and paralyzed for all forms of human affection. That may not mean something to you, but that means something to me. A hug means something. I love a hug. Well, not everything, you know what I mean. I'm not really a hugger, but I'm a hugger. Isn't that weird? But I love, I like being around people, but I don't. Like, I love being at home and to myself. So when everybody was going through the pandemic, I was fine. I was like, I'm at home. I got all the necessities I need at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But then when I get around people, I'm lively, right? Because why would you go outside and be mean? Just saying. Like, you gonna come all the way out the house to be mean? Who does that? Well, anyway, getting back on to the topic of muted. You have gotten to a certain place where you are shell of a person. The Bible speaks on that. And it ain't by accident that you tuned in. If you were feeling like I was like 2 weeks ago, where like spiritual warfare was real, like literally I had somebody DM me like, Andy, I can't come on today's show. Like, I just want to cut off all the lights. It be real sometimes. Life is serious. You be thinking everything is going great. And then wow, life hits you. A person will leave you. You lose your job. You lose the income you thought you were going to have. You know what I'm saying? You can't pay your bills. You can't do this. You can't do that. All these can'ts are happening and happening all at once. But you'll believe it all. Some people, they were like, listen, Andy, I'm a ex-offender, and I've been getting my life together. And it seems like I'm always haunted by my past. Like something happens. And I don't know what to do. And these circumstances are muting them where they can't speak. They have nothing to say. That's for real. I thought like once I turn my life to God, that everything will go right. Like she's just smooth and stuff. And I feel like I'm getting more turmoil from, turning my life around. And I know I'm supposed to trust, but right now, oh, it's for real. Now they mute. Now they silent. Now they ain't talked in a couple of weeks. You got to check on your friends. You got to check on them. Is it ghosting or are they depressed? Like, you got to be careful of what this world will have you doing and saying. Just saying stuff. Oh, they ghosted me. Did they really ghost you, or are they really going through some stuff? Is it something strange in the neighborhood? Or are they really going through something? Is it a familiar spirit that is coming over them? They thought they defeated it. Some people got some addictions. And they cut it. And when things get tough, it come back. It's like, you want to try this stuff. You got a lot of people self-medicating right now, trying to act like everything's all good. But they're dependent on a substance. They got this substance muting them and their emotions. You don't believe me? Let's go Bible. So Psalm 31:18 says, let the lying be mute, which speak against the righteous insolently with pride and contempt. Let the lying be muted, which speak against the righteous insolently with pride and contempt. Like I told you earlier, you got to make them lying lips be quiet. That's why I spoke up. You got to mute them. Don't you lie. Don't you speak. That ain't gonna happen. Not in my presence. Because those lying lips, they get prideful. They just get contempt. They just be like, I mean what I say. I don't care what you mean. Them lying lips. Huh? Have you ever had somebody lie to you? And they just all in. And you like, silence that. I ain't trying to hear what you got to say. You need to cut it. All right. Then you got Matthew chapter 9, verse 33. Matthew 9, verse 33. After the demon was cast out, the man who has been muted spoke to the crowd, and they were amazed and said, never has anything like this been seen in Israel. Once again, hey, DJ me for you made it. Yay! Matthew 9:33. After the demon was cast out, the man who has been muted spoke. The crowd was amazed and said, never has anything like this been seen in Israel. Okay, well, let me tell you about it. Tuniski, what up, baby? What up? Okay, so let me tell you about this real quick. The demon, something that is over you. Jesus cast out this demon that was in this man that caused him to be mute. There are things in your life that is in you that need to be cast out. It needs to be rebuked. It needs to get up out of you so you can speak again. What demon, what thing is holding you back? That you need to speak. Hear it to the end. I know that's right. There are some things in your life that is holding you, that's got a real grip. It is a demon. It is in you. And unless you face your demons, they will keep you muted. Don't mute me. I shall rejoice, right? Don't mute me. But guess what's muting you? This demon that is on you. This familiar spirit. Y'all keep acting like, oh, everything is good. It's not. That is not how you're supposed to be. I know there's distilleries. I know y'all could smoke, y'all could drink, y'all could. But how many of people are self-medicating with this thing? It's not even for recreation at this point. How many people are addicts? Major key. Major key. My brother, good to hear from you, family. Yes, yes. How many people got these demons? Oh, that's just who they are. No, baby. That needs to come up out of that. And we condone that. And we try to act like that's okay. No. No, they need help. Oh, that's just Tony. That's just Rachelle. No, it's not. No, it's not. They a whole different person when they not on that stuff. Like, if you night and day, that thing got you hooked. And it don't necessarily have to be substance. Hell, it could be love addiction. That demon that's on you, you got to have a body with you at all times. You willing to throw your whole life away over a body? Body snatchers. Attention to all body snatchers. You got to have somebody, anybody. You willing to ruin relationships, even with your kids. Like, you done left your whole family just to go be with somebody for some pleasure. For what are y'all doing? These are demons. Anytime you can't control something and it's muting who you are, it's muting your greatness. It's stopping, preventing you from who you are. You can't speak on it. And at this point, who gonna check me, boo? Who you check yourself? Check yourself. Check into somewhere. I believe in therapy. You need to know why you doing, why you self-medicating with a substance or a person or whatever it is. It could be gambling. I don't care. If it's ruining you, you need to get that checked out. Because once that demon came out, that person was able to speak. That man was able to speak. Once Jesus delivered that man from his demons, he was able, and the crowd was like, I have never seen that, because the crowd was used to this man being stupid. They were used to this man acting a damn fool. They was used to this man being possessed. And we condone this foolishness now. We condone people being possessed like it's the norm now. When we used to look at them sideline like, something weird. Now we are inviting these demons into our home, and now they are ruining our children. When you don't stop these demons, it gets passed on to generation to generation. Then you wondering why the whole family is like this. No. And you can't blame somebody else and go slavery. That didn't have nothing to do with that. Stop it. I need y'all to knock it off. Some stuff you have to have accountability for. I can't blame something that happened 400 years ago and be like, oh, that was slavery. No, that has something to do with me. I can honestly say I'm taking accountability. It was me and me for some of the things that I've done that mess up some good things in my life. It was me. It was me. Oh, slavery. No, it was me. It was me. DJ McFour, your responsibility for your own actions. Janelle says, Ice Cube, check yourself before you wreck. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. You better check yourself. Oh, that'll do it. Yes. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Oh, let me drink some tea on that. Cheers. Yes, Alexa. Man in the mirror. People have compromised their values and principles for moral satisfaction. They have gotten really fleshly. And they letting these demons, right? They have let the gas drink all the tea. It's tea is healing. And it's we about to get healed real quick. We gotta stop allowing demons to tell us what we know is wrong. Trying to make it right. No. No. You won't mute me with your foolishness. That's what I'm talking about. This one, don't mute me. Yeah, don't mute me with your fool. Don't mute me with your demonic spirit. There's a lot of people that got these darn demonic spirits, and y'all praising them like they are somebody. Y'all are literally idol worshiping them. If Sodom Gomorrah has come back and reared its ugly head, I would say it happened now. It is going on right now. Ain't nothing new under the sun. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. And it's up for us to not be muted. I don't care. If it's wrong, it's wrong. We trying to act like it's wrong. We just gonna accept that. No, we're not. We're not. Y'all doing some pagan worship. I'm not with that. You say whatever you want. People need to go and get help, get some dang on therapy, and get some God. Both. Because God has some righteous people to give them some therapy. And we need that right about now. But you won't mute me with the foolishness. Because as soon as that man got healed, as soon as Jesus delivered that man, what did everybody say? That's amazing. We've never seen that before. Somebody that demon get cast out because they was accustomed probably to other people with their demons and letting it be. But when that man got delivered and started speaking clearly, not rambling, just saying, and they got to see the God in him, that's a powerful thing when somebody gets healed and God gets the glory. It's a wonderful thing that they get to be their best self. Only if I was a hater would I be like, yeah, they just doing them. No. You not doing you. You doing something else, and that's not your true self. You doing something under the influence of whatever it is. You could say it's music. You could say it's whatever. It's what, but there's some good music out there. It ain't in all music. It ain't in all movies. It's not in all of everything. And we got to be like always saying all rap. No, it's not. It's not. When we start defining saying all, you sound stupid. It's not all. There are some. But what's happening is the majority of the stuff is starting to come about. You might not say all, but you could say most. But never say all, because there are some people like, listen, I ain't putting up with that. Yes, I'm in that industry, but I ain't doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, I'm in beauty and fashion, but I ain't doing that. So if there are some people that's not doing that, you can say most, but you can't say all. Like all black people. You can never categorize. Like when I hate when they say all white people. Stop saying that. There is a white person that is just as pissed off as you are about what's going on. They ain't like what they great grandpappy did. Okay? Like, you got to stop that. Like, I hate that. Like, that is just so ignorant. All. You just can't put all in a box. Everybody don't do that. I hate when people put me in a box. Don't mute me. I don't do everything all black people do. I'm just saying. All. You can't just say all. Then number 2. All right, that's 2. Right, we got Psalms 31:18 with the lion lips, which I told you got to make sure the people are silenced. Then you got Matthew when the demon get cast out with Jesus. Then you got Psalm 35. Psalm 35:9. And my soul rejoiced. Uh-oh. Oh, my soul rejoiced in the Lord, and it shall exalt in his salvation. Y'all know sometimes I be my writing. Woo. And my soul rejoiced in the Lord. It shall exalt in his salvation. At the end of the day, what you going through, you won't always be muted. If he got you muted for a little bit, just to clear your head, just so he could speak to you. The only thing is that you don't want to mute God. You don't want to mute the Lord. You want to hear everything he has to say, because once you do that, your soul will rejoice, and it's dealing with your salvation. It ain't all about this earth. If you keep your mind focused about what's going on with these crazy people on this earth, you're going to lose the most important focus, which is your salvation. Where you going to end after this is all said and done? My soul shall rejoice. It's about your soul, your mind, body, and your soul train. You worried about doing a soul train at the parties and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so about what are you doing as far as what are you doing when it comes to your soul? Where you gonna go once you leave this earth? And that got to be on track. Are you muting yourself because it's the right thing to do? Or are you muting yourself because somebody's bullying you? You got to know why you muted. Are you muted because of trauma and that you need some healing and you don't have anybody to speak to and you feel ashamed? Are you muted because it's just at this point it's best not to say nothing? Because if I speak out of anger or I speak out of fear, I'm going to say something. And I don't want to put my mouth on my future. I don't want to put my mouth on my kid. We say things out of anger to the people we love that we shouldn't have said, but because something's not going right in our day. I told my son something happened. I'm not having a good day. Don't let that one thing mess up a whole day, 24 hours. You got 24 hours. And that one thing messed up your whole day. I'm between A and F. It happens. I get it. The last 2 weeks, believe it or not, I really didn't say much other than do this show. I said some things, but I really didn't talk to people. I didn't. I was just seeking God. I was just like in this warfare kind of thing, and I had to get prayed over, and it was a lot. It was a lot coming at me, and I didn't understand it. And it has nothing to do with me being a good person because I know I'm a good person, but I know some things are about to happen for me, right? And I just don't know when and how. And I'm in this waiting season, right? And the waiting season is supposed to be over. But then it's like God is really preparing me for what he's about to give me. And so because of that, because he's doing that, that means for real, y'all, that I have to Chase, go check on that chicken. I'm still cooking, y'all. I know. Not for me, for Chase. I don't eat chicken. It's his stuff. Go ahead, son. So at the end of the day, you gotta decide, like, what is this all about? And the thing is, when I was going through it, like people were asking me, "You're really jovial, Andy. You usually laughing and cracking jokes." But I saw some things that I just was not pleased, and rather than cuss people out, I just got mute. And they said, "Well, I knew something was wrong," and I just was like, "I don't want to speak on it. I don't even want to bring it up. I don't want to announce it. I don't want to say anything about it." And then I went back to looking out at the sky. But this is a true story. It was peaceful just looking out the window and looking at the clear blue sky. It just was. I took my mind somewhere else than speak on something that was so stupid and a waste of my time. Some things people know when they done. They know what they doing. That manipulation crap, it don't work on me. People tell you stuff and then they act like they didn't say it. Listen, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I don't do that either. I'll go mute in a minute. I will go mute. I walks off. Between a rock and a hard place now. I get it. I'm waiting on a huge miracle right now. Okay? I need a whole miracle right about now. But the thing is, I'm not going to speak to it. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on." I just have to truly believe and just, other than rejoice. Did you put the stuff on it? Go put the stuff on it. Yeah, but you put the stuff on it.
Put it back in?
Yeah, for a few minutes. Flip it over and put it back in. So, yeah, you got the sauce that I told you. So, the thing is, you gotta either I've watched nothing but positive movies. I've been praying. I fasted already. And then and then at some point, at some parts of the day or just like certain days, I didn't say anything. It was nothing to say. It was nothing to say. I know God to get the glory. God happens in 0 to 5 seconds. And so when he wants something to happen, he'll make it happen. He did it before, he'll do it again. And that's all I got to tell you, DJ McFord. Between a rock and a hard place, he did it before and he'll do it again. And that's where I'm gonna leave it with you, brother. He works in 0 to 5 seconds. That's real fast. And then sometimes it's real slow. He works in two speeds, fast and slow, depending on what he got for you. Because sometimes your miracle is so big that it's even going to blow your mind. And when it happens, it's going to. The people, just like when that demon got cast out, they ain't never seen nothing like that in their life. How many times have people thought that you were going to fail and they haven't? They still trying to see how you getting through certain stuff. You don't even talk to them people like that. You don't. But they trying to see. If I was in that situation, it wouldn't have went like that. And I usually that don't happen for people. But how she get out of it? How he get out of it? How you always getting out of stuff? That's because you have favor over your life. And favor lasts for a lifetime. And if you on today, because you are being muted, you are being silenced by your life, you need to find out why. You need to find out, is it of God or is it something else? I do believe in God and therapy. And this is why I got two more scriptures. Psalm 13:5. But I have trusted in your loving kindness. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. Because God's loving kindness, but I trust. The reason why I can go silent and know it's all going to work out, because I trust in your love and kindness. My heart shall rejoice in the salvation. You know it's something when not just your soul. Before it was your soul, but now it's your heart. And you know, the Bible tells you can't trust your heart. But in this case, you can. In this case, you can. This is some good love. That's that love and kindness. Woo! That's some love. And then lastly, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6. 1 Peter chapter 1 and 6. 1 Peter chapter 1 and 6. In this you greatly rejoice, even though new force, a little while, if necessary, you have to be distressed by various trials. So for anybody who is going through something, right? Anybody, y'all turn to 1 Peter 1 through 6. Y'all stand on this. Sometimes you need a message to stand on. You are being muted. You are being silenced. Zechariah had to be silenced because he was going to ruin something so amazing. His wife was pregnant at an old age, something that they wanted, but he almost talked himself out of it. Could have caused her to have a miscarriage, right? So Gabriel had to silence him. Sometimes God has to silence you because he don't want you to ruin it. You can do it. You could do whatever. You're not too old. You're not. That's why they got them TikToks and Instagrams. If she looked like this in her 40s, in her 50s, then she gonna be fine forever. On my page, I had a video talking about who she thinks she is. People. You got people trying to talk you out of stuff. You got people, these people, they will ruin you and they mute you because they don't see what God sees in you. You are somebody special. So for you, you need to stand on 1 Peter 1 through 6. In this, you greatly rejoice, even though new forces, a little while, if necessary, you have been in distress by various trials. Not just one trial, various. But you will rejoice. Don't mute me. I will rejoice. I shall rejoice. Even though it's a little while that you're going through this stuff. Even though it's a little while that I've been going through something. Right? I've been going through something. We shall rejoice because God gets the final say. Favor is for a lifetime, and this too shall pass. Joy is coming. It is coming. It is coming. Joy is coming. But before I could even get out, joy is coming, I had to be muted because I didn't want to say the wrong thing. Yes, Andy didn't want to say the wrong thing. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. And you got these perfect people and block this person and say this to this person. And sometimes it's just best to say nothing at all. Because at the end of the day, God wants to know how clean your heart is, how pure your heart is. You could be saying all the good things, but your heart ain't pure. You full of evil. You got demonic demons all in you. All these fake prophets and all this other stuff. All these fake motivational speakers. And then when you find out, they doing all type of hell. Right? God wants to know how pure your heart is. So I got some things for you. Right now, like I said, it ain't by accident that you tuned into here. And so before I get off, I'm going to give you these things. Okay, you ready? I got 6 minutes. Okay, here we go. I believe in God and therapy. I do. So I got two people, Dr. Darlene Nichols, because some people need a therapist. Okay. DanMinistries.com, DanMinistries.com, 773-366-3437, 773-366-3437, 773-366-3437. And then Adonis D. Johnson. Y'all just missed Adonis Johnson. He had clicked in for a minute, but my bro, he has a show on Facebook and he is a life coach. He has something called I Am My Life Coach. I am my life coach.com. There's books and DVDs there because you got to do some homework. And then because it's a two-part, you got the book and the DVDs, and then you got some life coaches. He has life coaches for you. Right? You keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, but you need some help. So he got some books and some DVDs, okay? You can't read, there's a DVD. Okay. Like, don't be in the way of getting help. You ain't got to tell people. Just do it. Hey, Bebo Bryson, what up? Then you have God. Most important, right? God can do anything. Yeah, he sent destiny helpers, like I said before, Adonis and Dr. Nichols, but he has himself. You have to have a whole connection with God. All you got to do is close your eyes and say, Lord, come into my life. Be my Lord and Savior. I know you died on the cross for my sins. Forgive me. And right there, just that simple, you are now in the body of Christ. Just like that. But just like that, don't have people think that, nah, everything you did has been wiped away. Yes, you are a new creature. But I always say God is just, he's fair, he's decent, and he's in order. And because God is decent and he's in order, what that means is you might have to pay some, you might have to go to trial. You might have to stand in front of a judge and not be like, oh, well, God is my judge. No. But depending on the situation, he can have it expunged. He can have it thrown out. Maybe you serve some time. But he's there the whole time with you, that he will never leave you nor he will forsake you. And because you are a new creature, you won't like doing the things that you used to do. You're not acting fake, you're just different. You're totally different. Just like when that man had the demons delivered off and cast out, when Jesus cast the demons out, he was a new creature. They never seen that before. Somebody's demons come out of them, and then he started to speak. It is your time to speak. You will no longer be muted by what's afflicting you, what's paining you. God has you. If nobody else, baby, God got you. If he could do it for me, he could do it for you. I'm believing and trusting in God for something. And like I told you, I don't know when you gonna see this. I don't. I don't have my lashes on today. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got a quick beat. Okay. The shampoo milk, the jojoba. That's all y'all got. But you got me to tell you we are the doll family. We are one family. And I love you if nobody else love you. You strong enough. You are strong. Don't let nobody tell you ain't strong. You smart. Now, you may not have a college education, but there's some college educated demons out here, okay? You got that gift of discernment, that intuition. All right, that's gotten you up to this far. Let me tell you something. God can use anybody. Just like he used those misfits in the Bible, he could use you too and be great. All right. David didn't become king until he was 40. He had to go through some stuff. Joseph didn't get to his appointment until he was in his later in life. Okay. He had to go to jail. So don't tell me that a person out of jail cannot change his life. I refuse. You went in, you're coming out a different person. Moses had an anger problem. Saul had an anger problem. Right? It's people all in the Bible that had an anger problem. Stop it. Don't do that. He is the redeemed. And you can become the redeemed. And then you'll be able to say so. You'll be able to tell your story. What is your story? I'll tell you. Don't mute me. I shall rejoice. Don't you be muted any longer. You can change your life. It can start today. I don't know when you're going to see this. It could be a year from now, 2 years from now. As long as they had this up, it's not by accident that you tuned me in. You could have tuned me off because you had to go to work and watch the recap, watch this all over again. If this is not message is not for you, I totally understand that. But maybe it's for somebody you know. So please like and share this. Love this, share this, right? Because there are people that are really hurting, y'all, that are really, really hurting. And they're committing suicide at a rapid rate. You know, depression don't have a color. We got to stop acting like black people and people of color don't need therapy. People need therapy. If you are a human being, you are afflicted by something. And we have to stop this ignorance of God gonna help me. Yeah, but what if God said, go to therapy? What if he has somebody that was sent to help you? Sometimes we turn away the angels that God sent us. We were entertaining an angel because they didn't come in what we looked like. I didn't come in what you thought I should be. I don't have the doctorates. I'm not going to say that. All I have for you is what he's done for me and what he is doing for me. And that is what I'm standing on. I am here to tell you today, I am because God is. I am because he is. And who is he? He is I am that I am. He's everything. And by him being everything, you lack nothing. You lack nothing. Psalm 23, you lack nothing. There will be times that you do go mute, but let it be because he wants you to, so he could get the glory. Sometimes you don't have to say everything that comes to your mouth. Sometimes you don't have to say a word, but then there'll be times that he'll have you speak up. That's why I gave you those different Bible verses. Sometimes you will shut the liar up. And then sometimes you don't even have to talk to the liar at all. You can just look at them and be like, they're lying. Have you ever been somewhere real quick where you know a person just lying? They just a lying. They just lying. You just like, And it's so and the more they tell the story, it gets more theatrical. But you like, wow, they had to concoct all this. I feel sorry for them. You start to feel sorry for the liar. Major key, you lack nothing. Exactly. So at the end of the day, I always like to say, you are blessed. You are healed. You are redeemed. I see something in you that you don't see in yourself, which is growth and transformation. You have a right to grow and transform into your best self. Stop looking at this social media wishing you were them. They don't even want to be them. They don't want to be them. They faking like they got a good life. You are supposed to enjoy your life. Yes, we can all aspire to be something. We could all be inspired and motivated, right? It's a whole nother thing to be wanting other people's lives where you mute your own life trying to be like somebody else. Last point. Stop trying to be somebody else that you're not. Don't mute your life. Don't shut yourself up trying to be somebody else. Don't let the wrong person speak for you. Don't mute yourself and the wrong person speak for you. Stop attaching your lips to other people's stuff. knowing that ain't even what you believe in. Don't give up who you are as an individual. Don't lose your salvation trying to be somebody else. Don't mute yourself. Don't mute me. I shall rejoice. Don't mute me. I shall rejoice. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you. I love you. YouTube family, I will see you next week. Same time, same cute girl. Bye, YouTube. Instagram, shout out time. Shout